What is up, guys? Delboy here. So Ilunga Makabu knocks out Dmitry Kudryashov in a cruiserweight firefight. This fight really lived up to expectations. It was a great watch throughout. It was brutal, it was bloody, and ultimately it was a slugfest. Credit to both guys. They really went in there and gave it their all, showed tremendous heart throughout. Both of these guys, I mean, whatever they got paid, they deserve double because that was a hell of a fight and they both took a lot of big shots. So first and foremost, credit to both guys for really putting it on the line. Great fight, a fight of the year contender, just brilliant to watch. But yeah, Ilunga Makabu got his hand raised, he was the winner, so credit to him. But, the fight started out where Makabu was, kind of boxing on the back foot. He was a bit more elusive, whereas Kudryashov was coming forwards. He was looking to set up his big right hand or his big left hook. He was kind of coming forwards with a high guard and he was throwing his jab out there and he was attempting to set up that big right hand or that big left hook. But Makabu in the first round, I felt boxed quite well. He done a good job of finding that straight left hand to Kudryashov's body. Obviously Makabu is a southpaw and that straight left to the body really worked well for him. He found that shot on numerous occasions in round one, and in round one I felt Makabu won the round. He boxed better, he landed more shots, and overall he looked more comfortable in there. Kudryashov, don't get me wrong, he was swinging that big left hook and he got close on a couple of occasions, but not much got through in round one. Round two was where the action really started to heat up. Makabu increased his output, he started to swing to the body with big shots and come upstairs with hooks. Kudryashov was trading with Makabu, both guys were getting exceptionally close, both guys were landing, but the first real breakthrough in this fight for Makabu came in round two when he dropped Kudryashov. Now this was interesting because both guys opened up with hooks, both guys connected at the same time, and as I mentioned, Kudryashov got dropped, but Makabu also got badly hurt. He done the stanky leg. So we almost had a double knockdown there in round two. And Kudryashov beats the count, he gets up, and he fights on really hard, showing good heart, and he finishes the round quite strongly. So round two was Rock'em Sock'em Robots. It really was great to watch. Both guys sustained damage. I believe in round two, both guys sustained cuts. Maybe it was round three when that happened, but round two was brutal. Round three, Kudryashov, it looked to me like he was gassing. He was spending a lot of time on the ropes, and Makabu was kind of teeing off, landing some good shots. Both guys were hooking with each other, but Makabu's crisper, cleaner work was getting through. Makabu, for the most part, was doing a good job of rolling under Kudryashov's punches, but don't get me wrong, there were still moments in round three where Kudryashov connects and it visibly has an impact on Makabu. Makabu was playing a dangerous game in round three by trading with Kudryashov, but round three I felt Makabu was the boss. He landed the better shots, but he was really playing a dangerous game and he was getting caught and he got buzzed on a couple of occasions in round three. Round four, I believe the round started with Kudryashov landing a good left hook that visibly rocked Makabu. In round four you can tell both guys are already going through the wars. Both guys are bleeding, both guys look damaged, but both guys are fighting hard. Both guys had success in round four, but to me again, despite dicing with death and hooking with a big puncher, Makabu did the better work, he landed the better shots. I think his speed was telling. I don't think Kudryashov ever really got to grips with that southpaw stance, and overall Makabu certainly held his shape a lot better when things were getting tough. Kudryashov, he showed great heart, but you could really tell when he was fatigued, you could really tell when he was hurt, but Makabu would disguise that a little bit better, and that was one of the big differences in this fight in my opinion. But round four, both guys had success, both guys really put it on the line. It was a better round for Kudryashov, but I still believe Makabu did enough to win that round. Now round five was where it ended. Again, both guys trading hooks, both guys got buzzed. You know, both guys going for the knockout essentially, but the round ended with basically Dmitry Kudryashov looking completely spent. He looked out of gas, and Makabu landed a series of left hands, and the referee jumps in at the end of the round to stop the fight. Ultimately, I believe the referee made the right call, but the selfish boxing fan in me would have loved to have seen that go on for a bit longer, because I tell you what, that was one of the best fights I've seen this year. Great fight. Both guys really came to fight. Both guys really took risks and wanted to get that knockout. Bloody, brutal, end to end. Just a beautiful fight, and credit to both men for putting on such a show. Now, where do both guys go from here? Makabu, I believe he will be highly ranked in the WBC after this fight. Maybe he will look to fight for the vacant title, or maybe fight the winner of the World Boxing Super Series. I guess they are options. But yeah, after this fight, Makabu, he will be highly ranked, so he will have options. In regards to Kudryashov, now, from a selfish perspective, I would love to see this guy continue his career, because he's guaranteed entertainment. He's either going to put you to sleep, or he's getting knocked out himself. He's not very durable. He doesn't have the best gas tank. He's defensively open, but what he does have is tremendous punching power, and also he's got a tremendous heart. So Kudryashov, I would like to see him continue, but it's got to be said, he's had 3 defeats now, and all 3 times were quite brutal. He obviously lost to Ola Duradola in their first fight. That was quite brutal. He got brutally knocked out by Yunia Dorticos, and now he's had this tough fight with Ilunga Makabu. You know, Dmitry Kudryashov has taken a lot of punishment in his career so far, but I do believe he can make one more go of it, have one more run and see what happens. This guy, he's never going to be a world champion, but listen, he will deliver great fights. And like I said, from a selfish perspective, but I would like to see him make one last go of it to, you know, provide a bit more entertainment, because this guy, like I said, is such a fun fighter to watch. But yeah, Kudryashov, he certainly has question marks over his career going forwards. Also, just to mention, on the undercard, there were a few things of note. So, cruiserweight prospect Alexei Papin, he got a quick knockout. He looks quite good. He looks heavy-handed. He's one to watch. He moves to 11-0. Evgeny Romanov, he is a heavyweight prospect. He moves to 13-0. He beat the Argentinian Bracamonte. Now, you may remember Bracamonte from going life and death with Dave Allen. Well, Romanov beat him on points. He beat him fairly clearly, but Bracamonte gave Romanov some real problems. So that was a good fight to watch as well. Also on the undercard was another cruiserweight prospect by the name of Alexei Egorov, and he knocked out Roman Golovaschenko in 3 rounds. He looked really impressive. He was supposed to fight Mike Perez, but for whatever reason that fight fell through. But Alexei Egorov, he moved to 9-0. He looks like a really good prospect coming out of Russia in the cruiserweight division. And last but not least, another Russian prospect, another cruiserweight by the name of Evgeny Tischenko. He won by a first round knockout over his Ghanaian opponent by the name of Abraham Tabul. And Evgeny Tischenko looked quite useful. Of course, he won a gold medal in Rio 2016. Now, most people felt he got a gift decision against Levitt in the final, but don't let that put you off. The guy is a really good prospect. He's 6'5" at cruiserweight. He's got good feet, he's got quick hands, and he's got decent power. But yeah, this card overall, we saw some good prospects, and we saw a hell of a main event. So I really enjoyed this card. It was on Box Nation as well, so yeah, credit to them for showing this. And once again, the cruiserweight division delivers. In the last 10 to 15 years, name me a division that's delivered as many good fights as the cruiserweight division. There's been so many great fights in the cruiserweight division over the past 10 to 15 years. You know, we can start with David Haye versus Jean-Marc Mourmec. We can go to the Marco Huck, Ola Ofalabi fights. Christoph Wlodarczyk versus Steve Cunningham, both fights. Marco Huck versus Denis Lebedev. Denis Lebedev versus Guillermo Jones. Kalinga versus Dorticos. Usyk versus Briadis. Glowacki versus Huck. Gassiev versus Dorticos. We had Rakhim Shakayev's career to follow. He was either knockout or get knocked out. Thomas Adamek, when he was a cruiserweight, was involved in some good fights. So listen, man, over the past 10 to 15 years, there's been no division in boxing that's delivered as many great fights in recent years as the cruiserweight division. But yeah, share your thoughts below. Peace.